Hey guys, Brian from LP3 Cronus here, and boy do we have a war for you. Not because of how close it was. No, and X Vision, you did a great job, but because of the way that we were able to come through here. So let's just take a quick look at his war stats. 17 3-stars, 7 2-stars, and 1 1-star. I think this is probably the best war clan war I've ever been a part of, at least on the winning side. The 17 3-stars are just unbelievable. Our average destruction was almost 90%. That's just mind-boggling. That's like an incredible number. And because of that, I think we're going to split this war recap into 2 parts, just so that I can do justice to all the great attacks that there were, and that I don't leave off anybody who deserves to be on. So, I want to just scroll through some of our members here. We'll start from the bottom. V&V, 6-star war. I don't know why you'd expect anything else. As you can see, I'll just scroll through. Even though Sonic got 2 stars, he had 2 3-stars. And Arok ended with 5. Vikingsdude, 3, with a 100% and a 96%. Kit had a 3-star. Ryan had a 3-star and then a 99%. Okay. GK, an 100%, a 3-star. JY, a 3-star. AZ, a 95%. Danny, an 100. I had a horrible war, obviously. And Aqua, 2 3-stars. Gao, 2 3-stars. Just unbelievable attacks by all of our guys. And we even had a similar number of Town Hall 10s. So that was pretty easy. And I just want to scroll through and show you every Town Hall 9 got 3-starred except for a couple. 13 and 10. Other than that, every Town Hall 9 was 3-starred, which was just super awesome. So again, I'm going to split this up into 2 parts, and I'm going to start from number 24, Arok, who's a newer member, and he's bringing a Penta here, and they didn't have anti-3-star bases. It's true, but that doesn't mean that the scouting wasn't just as important. This base, on the face of it, wouldn't look like it would be great for a Penta just because of how spread out the air defenses are. It would seem like your hounds would get out way ahead of your balloons, and then just die before your balloons could get there. But this attack, he was able to... I'm not even really sure what he did. He didn't even bring a lightning for the clan caster, but those wizards and Queen was just doing work the entire raid. But I guess he just had enough to take it out. Still has 2 hounds up, and I know it's probably having something to do with those very weaknesses and the downed expos. Eventually his pups will clear out the rest of the wizards as they take out the rest of the defenses, but he still has an intact hound. Like, I don't even know how that happens. Anyways, just clean up for the rest of the attack. Just a really good attack. Even though things didn't go perfectly for him, like his hound popping and those wizards not dying until the very end, he still had enough pups, his king, his balloons to clean up and get the 100% 3-star. Alright, let's move on to the next one. And here we will feature VNV. And he as well brought a Penta. And this is more of a base that I would naturally look at as a Penta. Just again, you're looking for that square kind of deployment of those air defenses. That way you know that in every single corner of the base you'll be able to have your hounds being targeted as your loons move through. And he took this, I guess you could say, maybe horizontally, but his balloons just followed a straight path. There was nowhere else for them to go just because of this square setup, so he knew exactly where his balloons were going to path. And it's really interesting because usually the dragon is almost always the death of a Penta, because a lot of the times those pups won't be enough to take it out quickly, and dragons destroy balloons. But I don't think this was a cleanup attack, so I don't think VNV even knew that they were in there. He just went in and put the rage spells down properly so that his pups had enough juice to take him out. And at this point, it's basically cleanup. Last clutch balloon there. And he just runs through the rest of the space. And Penta's become a really good strategy, a really powerful Town Hall 9 strategy, especially against a base that has under-upgraded air defenses. So anything level 5, sometimes even level 6, is enough. A Penta's enough to 3-star without much trouble. Sonic, one of our leaders, let's take a look at his attack, and again, a Penta. And this is a base also that you should look for a Penta, although I probably would have hogged this base. All the air defenses are clustered in the middle, which means that his balloons will be taking the defenses on the outside while everything else is focused on that core. And there is a lot focused in it. There's air defenses, towers everywhere, wizard towers and archer towers and Teslas. Everything seems to be congested right on that middle. A little late on the lightning spell, but of course doesn't matter. I guess he decided to wait to see which of the wizards first would have been taken out by the pups, and then he was cleaning up the rest of them. But then he's got a big enough pack of balloons that he'll just take out the rest of the defenses, and he even has a hound still up, which is, of course, seems to be a common problem amongst our guys, that we're just running through these bases so fast that our hounds don't even get to pop. So his king and queen do all the cleanup work, and just a really nice, easy 3-star for the Penta. Now, don't think this is like a one strategy cure-all kind of thing. It will not work on every base, and it will not work against every level of base. It's something that you really need to think about closely before you decide to use, because if it doesn't work, it's usually no stars, if any, just because you're bringing absolutely no firepower besides those hounds. So think about that. It's a very good strategy, but don't get yourself too haughty and don't think that it's going to work every time. So Vikingsdude, also a new member, apparently a football fan. He is going in with a hybrid, the Go Lavaloon, dropping his king queen to take the enemy queen out easily, having his king and golem walk around, not intentionally, but it ended up being really good, because had they gone in that compartment, the golem probably would have gotten stuck on that air defense and not soaked up enough damage to take out the clan castle, and now he has a king behind him and a queen behind him and all these wizards. So it ended up being that broken wall breaker was probably better. This one air defense at the top, he decides to attack head on and drops targeted balloons after dropping 2 hounds. Now watch where this hound is going to go after that air defense goes down in 1 second here. That hound goes to the left while all these balloons go to the right, and he dropped his other hound on this air defense. Now normally, I would have assumed that would have spelled disaster, because now you have no defense for this air defense. And look at this expo, is focused on the balloons now, and these hounds are not doing much anymore. It takes a while, but eventually then they move over here, and again, this is all because that queen was able to sit behind his golem from before, so she was able to take out that air defense and essentially save that raid. So these wall breakers and what saved his raid, ironically. Now the pups will take out the air defense, and the balloons will be plenty to take out that Tesla, with the queen at 0 health, still doing cleanup work, which is good. She dies eventually, but this raid was saved by a mistake almost, although regardless, and he just did a great job, and it was a really good hybrid. And adding another 3-star. Alright, we'll have time for about one more in the first half of this recap, and we'll take a look at Danny. Now Danny picked the perfect base to bring Valkyries, and we know that Valkyries are bad against walls, good against just about everything else. So in a base like this, where there's just basically 5 large compartments, and that's really it. There's no series of walls, there's no maze-like structure, it's just 5 compartments with 1 major middle compartment, and those middle compartments are even exposed enough to have a jump spell go right over them. He brought some wall breakers just to see what he could do, meaning if he could have the wall breakers break in and then have his jump spell to jump out, which is exactly what he did. And he funnels his Valkyries in perfectly. They're gonna run in, take out his wizards in about half a second, because when those wizards get clustered up, they're done for. And now look what he's done to the base. Everything is in the middle, and that core went down in seconds. Golems, wizards, Valkyries, and perfect jump. Literally, he gets all of those 3 compartments, even against those weird wall segments. And he's able to filter his troops into both sides. I don't know how he did that. That might have been a little bit of luck that they just happened to split up perfectly like that. But his king, Valkyries, golems, and wizards are going to start doing work. We'll just fast forward a little bit here, and he will have plenty of firepower to take out the rest of this base. Let's speed up a little more. And I just love the idea of bringing Valkyries, because this really is the perfect base to Valk. Just a giant open space that they can tear through completely. Those golems end up taking out that last Tesla, and that is that. So this is going to conclude part 1 of our recap, and part 2 in another video. So make sure you check it out. Thanks so much for watching.